Wait a minute. This isn't the right bike. There we go. Vbeast guys, what's up? Local fire department there. What's going on, guys? What is going on? Today, let's talk a very controversial subject. Well, actually, in forums, and like different car forums and motorcycle forums, it's kind of controversial. And there's so much going on with it in the forums. And wow, it's ridiculously windy. I know you guys can't tell, but I'm getting blown about. That is oil. Synthetic versus dyno oil, or conventional oil, as it were. Those on many car forums and motorcycle forums, they refer to conventional oil as dyno oil. Well, what's the differences between synthetic and dyno oil? Well, they both come from the ground, and that's about all you're gonna find. At the similarities start and end right there. When it comes from the ground, they're the same. After that, they're completely different. I mean, there's differences that are noticeable from someone who is driving or riding a synthetic or a conventional. Well, what are the differences between a synthetic and a conventional oil? Oh my gosh, can you go just a tad bit faster? Oh, look at the trees. The little trees are getting blown over because it is pretty windy. I don't know how well that translates through YouTube, but it's a little windy. All right, this guy's turning here. Thank you. Anyways, the difference is, I mean, they're not hugely different, I guess, but in the same aspect they are hugely different, if that makes any sense. For instance, a conventional oil it's from crude oil, and a synthetic oil, well, it's the same, but a synthetic oil is refined at a higher level. It's not just crude oil. A conventional oil has like waxes and stuff in it, and the molecules are different sizes, versus a synthetic where the molecules are standardized to a different size, or the same size. I'm getting to like the meat of it, and here I hit a light and there's a cop up there stopping somebody. Come on, man. Okay, so the molecules are standardized across the board, and those molecules are actually smaller in a synthetic versus a conventional oil. Well, what does that translate to? Well, let's look at it this way. Let's look at it in a car or a truck, not a motorcycle. I guess it would still be the same in a motorcycle, but let's take a very old engine, and that engine has been running conventional dyno oil for all of its life. It's high mileage. Now with the conventional oil, it has all those waxes and sulfur in it, and it kind of coats parts of the engine, and that's where the sludge comes from with the conventional oil. Duh. And I hit another light. So when someone is running that old vehicle and it has been running dyno oil in it for its whole life, it does get a little bit of deposits on stuff. For instance, seals and things like that. So that that conventional oil has created kind of like an extra layer of seal. It would be like a wax. I mean, that's what's in there. There's like a wax, from what I understand. And let's say you decide you want to run synthetic oil in that very old engine. Well, that engine may start leaking oil. It's a possibility, because a synthetic has all of these detergents in it to clean the internals of your engine, but it also has very, very tiny molecules so that it protects every single part of an internal combustion engine. Because those molecules are much smaller and uniformed, they're going to get into those little tiny spaces that the conventional oil filled with all of its deposits, and now you have an old engine that you think is completely bad because you put synthetic oil in it, but it's not running bad. But a synthetic oil also may have an engine produce a louder well, the engine itself may be louder. You might hear more valve train movement, and you know, be a little bit more noise, and that is because the molecules are much smaller. And that doesn't mean that they're not doing their job. That doesn't mean that those molecules are not coating the parts. It's completely coating everything, and it's doing a better job than conventional oil. Matter of fact, most car manufacturers today run synthetic already in their vehicles, brand new from the factory. So, if they're doing it, why shouldn't all of us do it? Well, it also depends on the vehicle. Like I said, if it's an older engine and it's been running dyno oil or conventional oil, you may or may not want to run synthetic. I mean, you can go ahead and try it. If you get leaks everywhere, you need to switch back to the dyno oil, or you need to change your seals or something. It may need a rework by then. But a synthetic, you can get some horsepower gains from it. Yes, horsepower gains. Even though they're very minute, they are something. Every little bit helps, right? Also, a synthetic oil flows extremely well in cold weather. A conventional oil, on the other hand, does not. A conventional oil will start to gum up and just be really honey-like in extreme cold temperatures. So, basically, whenever someone goes blah blah blah, let's just stop here and then we'll go. So, when somebody starts their engine in an extreme cold temperature and they're running conventional oil, you can guarantee that that engine is having a very hard start, because the components of that engine that need to be coated because of the startup are not being coated because that conventional oil is not flowing very well. Okay, man. Oh, wow. Look how slow they're... Oh, she's on the phone. Amazing, on the phone. Oh, wow. But a synthetic, on the other hand, it flows very well under cold weather temperatures. Well, why does it do that? Well, it does that because it has awesome additives to it. And it's been refined, so all those molecules are very tiny, so they can get into anywhere they need. They don't clump together. There's not a bunch of different sizes. So it just runs more efficiently. And it is very, very good for high performance engines, like turbochargers. What's one thing that kills an engine? It is heat. Well, guess what? The same thing for an oil. Heat kills oil. And if you have a turbocharger, guess what goes through a turbocharger? Oil. I mean, a shaft inside of a turbocharger can run somewhere in the realm of 200,000 revolutions a minute. That's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Ooh, I like the bridge because I get to rev. Yes. Anyways, what the heck was I talking about besides the oil? Small molecules. Oh, turbochargers. Boom. Yeah, so if someone's running their engine ridiculously hot, for instance, if someone lives in, let's say, Arizona, it gets really hot there. It actually gets extremely hot there and just pour right out in front of me. Come on, man. So it gets really extremely hot there. I would suggest anyone there, they should be running synthetic oil, especially in a brand new car. Now, if it's an old engine, like I said, you might want to stick to the dyno oil. Now, there are synthetic blends. Maybe it's for those who are like sitting on the fence. They're like, you know, I want to run synthetic, but I'm not sure. But I also maybe should stick to the conventional oil, I don't know. And then they get the blend. Don't waste your money. Do not waste your money on a blend. Go one or the other. Synthetic all the way or conventional all the way. Conventional is much cheaper than synthetic, but synthetic has been proven to protect better than conventional. Sometimes it has been proven to protect 3 to 4 times better than conventional oil. Now, if you really want to be safe, just make sure you get an oil that has the little round donut on it, that has a certification, of the API, American Petroleum Industrial, I don't know, it's like API, right? Yes, I think that's what it is. As long as it has that little donut on there, you're good to go. It'll run in your car. Make sure you follow your manufacturer's suggested oil viscosity. You know, oh, and there's one thing that, you know, people usually think the W means weight, but it doesn't. It means winter. So like if it's 5W30, that means in winter the viscosity is going to be that 5, and the 30 is going to be in the hot temperature, what the viscosity is supposed to be for that oil. And you know, synthetic oils, they can run a lot longer because of the molecules and the types of detergents and stuff they run in them or put in them, and the refinement. And you know, I don't realize if I actually said what they do to a synthetic to make it the way it is. It's refined, I said that, but a synthetic, they distill it. It's distilled. You know, kind of like how they distill alcohol. It makes it even better. Well, same thing. That's how synthetics are made. They also distill them to refine them even more, to make them very awesome. And that's why they run great. But for some reason, I'm probably gonna get, well, I know the reason. People have so many different opinions about oil, but I brought you like cold hard facts, the molecules and molecular structure and all this good stuff, why synthetics on paper they will run better. And I've never had a problem with synthetics. Now, there are a lot of oils out there that they might say synthetic, but they're actually not full synthetic. So you really got to look for that. One oil that is very, very well synthetic oil, that's very awesome, works well, is Mobil 1. That stuff it's freaking awesome. And if you put that in your car, I mean, I think they even got it for the bike. I don't know. I mean, honestly, you could go on and on about oil, but no matter what you run, if you run conventional or you run synthetic, keep it Vbeast mode and right till the wheels fall off. This has been another random weekday video by your very own Vbeast. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, have a Vbeast day.